Right, let's talk about Karen Hurley in this one. Well, I'm just going to keep this going because I'm not backing down. There's 10 years of damages to be paid to me. Not do anything. That's all my money, assets, and belongings. Thanks. Living home from my mum in the shittest living environment. Actually, first, no. Let's talk about my cunt twin sister who's exactly like our cunt mother, Carol. Oh, oh look, there's no love lost there. There's no love lost. I'm sick of Amanda. You know, I can go back over 25 years and say, look, I was sick of it then, and you're just doing no favours for yourself, Amanda. You turned into Carol and Mary Ann. You're not nice to be around, not pleasant, and you're dishonest. You were dishonest in high school when you wouldn't tell people that your last name was Fleming. You may look at it whatever way you want, but I'm your brother and I look at it as being dishonest. No one puts you up to anything, Amanda. You're good enough for doing that yourself. You know, Carol's a good enough manipulator that blackmails you and brainwashes you. So is Mary Ann, and you're kept in their bubble. So simple. You know, when someone's standing there calling you by the incorrect name, Amanda, the polite thing to do is to stop them for a moment and say, no, excuse me. My name's Amanda Lee Fleming. My mother has a separate surname to me because she just remarried before moving to this area. So can you address me by Amanda Lee Fleming? That is the actual polite thing to do. It's not hurting someone's feelings. It's just correcting them that they've, accidentally, whatever you want to call this, assumed something to be true that wasn't. You know, the polite thing to do is to correct somebody with false information, like I do, even if the corrections are not made. So there's that. Secondly, when Carol was making up stories the day of Nan's funeral, you want to be a bitch to me, Amanda? Yeah, I'm holding that for the rest of my life. You want to be a fucking cunt to your own brother and suck up our shit and others' ass? Good. See where that's going to get you in life, Amanda? Because I'm the only person that's ever stood up for you. You know, and I can keep going back around in circles with this because let's just go back to 1997 when you were staying with me in Hill Street in the apartment. And, you know, I actually going to say I feel bad here because this is my mistake. I had that spare bedroom. I should let you live in the spare bedroom, but I didn't think you wanted to live with me. I thought you wanted your own place. So I was trying to get your own place. I feel bad the day that you smashed your laser up because you don't speak up. All you had to do was say, because I didn't think you wanted to live with your brother. If you say, Justin, can I live here? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take my weight set out of the spare bedroom. That room's yours. I was happy to have you there. And I said this. Well, that's all in the past. That's a long time ago, 1997. But I'm going to say that you remember you wanted me to go back with you to Mum's house in 1997, and she flogged you. Okay? And basically, I said, are you coming? You were staying there. You were staying there. And I stuck up for you, and you were staying there. It's like, I'm not dealing with this. And you're like, because anymore, I'm the bad person, but, you know, I'm stopping Mum from hitting you, and you're not telling people the truth yet. That's the day that you drove up, and you drove and you, like I left, and you hit that gravel at the end of the road, and you went through the fence in your car. You know, I felt so bad, okay, with that. But this is where it comes with your honesty of not just standing up and going, yes, Carol did this. Yes, Carol is a fucking liar. Yes, this is what's gone on. But it is no one's business. We can deal with ourselves things and mind your own business. Justin's not lying, you know? And don't surveillance your brother. Honest to fucking God, you had deadbeats contacting you in 2018, Amanda. Well, you think I'm not intelligent enough to know? You serious? Like, really? You think I didn't know? I'm the one that told you don't message fucking Stephen DeSalis back. I'm the one that told you that. So I leave that alone. This is you. You're the one that needs to make the. You're the one, Amanda, that needs to actually make the choice to reconnect with me and admit that you're wrong and stop treating me the way you do when you get the shits. Okay. By the way, I've still got the letter you sent me in the year 2000 when you were living in Stafford, Virginia, and you actually could have stood up for your brother there. You did in the letter. Actually, let me get that letter. Because you talk about being petrified of Stephen Babbage. So, yep, I always keep things of meaning. Right? And you fucking I'll tell you what, if I smell vape once fucking more, I'm going to hit the roof. Live around fucking scummy people that vape. Let me see if it's this one. 23rd of October. No, that's not the one. Oh yeah, that's right, Amanda, because you actually did mean a lot to me. I actually kept your letters. And until I moved to America, which I'm really devastated, I had trinket boxes of keepsakes. Like from the Sydney Olympics and I still had everything from the US from 2000 and 2001. Okay, I still had everything from the US. And I had all the letters that Nan had ever written me, but they're all thrown out. I left them in America. I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice when I was coming back to Australia. And I had to make a very drastic choice to see what was getting sent back here to fight these organisations in Sydney. And I expected, as soon as I came back to Australia, after these organisations in Sydney caused trouble in America for me, that I would have my family having my back with a Liga team. I've held that green card to the US since 2014. It was in this one. The 4th of September. I have something very important. Oh, I haven't got my glasses to read this. Hang on a minute. Oh, and Amanda, you know I've had to wear glasses since 1990 for reading. I just never did it because I was too vain. You remember when we were up at Nan's, Ruby's, on the Central Coast and we went to the reptile park? And can we come home? I'm sitting on Dad's bed in the cabana area at the Central Coast. And I'm reading and Dad said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Oh, it keeps the words, they're fuzzy. Like the letters." And I explained to him and he goes, "You need..." Annette goes, "Mark, I think Justin needs glasses." So I think it was in Gosford when I got my eyes tested. I need glasses because it does. After I read, they just goes fuzzy. Look, it's nothing. It's reading glasses I should have friggin' worn since 1990 and I just didn't. It's no big deal. Oh, and I did used to use them at Star Casino. You can tell the difference in my writing and emails when I'm putting glasses on to when I don't. Because when I was out the front at the Lagoon Host Desk, I'm not wearing glasses and I did used to wear contacts. And then I used to go out the back and put my glasses on. So, Amanda writes, the 4th of September in the year 2000. I have something very important to tell you, which has been weighing on my conscience for some time now. When I used to live with you and Stephen in Armidale, I am sorry for all the times that I didn't help you. I think I was just scared that Stephen would hurt me. You were afraid of Stephen, Amanda, as much as I was with his bashing. And this has been hurting me for a long time. I'm so sorry. I hope you can forgive me. But in future, I will never turn away. I will always help you as much as I can. And I will always be there to help you in any way that I can if you ever need to talk or anyone. I hope that person will be me. Well, I'm afraid, Amanda, that person forsaked me in the last 10 years. But you did say here, because you were afraid of Stephen Babbage. And, of course, you've got a lot to be afraid of Stephen Babbage. He was an extremely abusive man that should have been in jail. I had to defend myself from being abused by him. Okay? And I don't like being lied about in the last 10 years. And I can't stand the fact that our mother is so disgusting that she let him stay there. An abusive man that almost put me in hospital. What is wrong with our mother? She's very sick. So, yeah. So, when I was a tiny little twink, and I was black and blue, and yeah, you even yourself was petrified of the man. You were petrified of him. So was I. Don't get me wrong. He was 10 years older than me. Absolutely petrified of Stephen Babbage. The abuse was horrible. Absolutely. It was almost like my first boyfriend was like going out with my stepfather. It was absolutely horrible. Okay? But you saw it. And you wrote me a letter in the year 2000, 25 years ago. And you said that you would never let me down again. I'm afraid, Amanda, you did. Okay? And that's there. Oh, yeah, I've kept your letters. Not all of them, unfortunately. This is lucky. These were in my photo album because the box of letters that we used to send back and forth to each other when you lived in Stafford, Virginia, that got left in America. But luckily, when I came back, I was like, oh, thank God. There's letters still in my photo album. And it happened to be the one about Stephen Babbage. Now, that's the best evidence that I could need to say the guy bashed the shit out of me and my twin sister was petrified for her life. Okay? That guy bashed the shit out of me. It's there in the letter. And he was petrified for my life. My scummy shit mother's sisters and Christy Childs makes up bullshit stories about 1998. And they tell them to my boyfriends that are current like they did to Giovanni Consalvo when I first met Giovanni Consalvo. This time, they told him to the wrong person who started using this for his own scam. Because when I met Giovanni Consalvo, he was he was trying to go for compensation for the way his ex-boyfriend Mark Gilchrist treated him. Apparently Mark Gilchrist treated him so badly, although Jane Harrison said that's bullshit. Giovanni used to throw his weight around. Like, we were there at Mark's place, and Giovanni used to storm in and throw furniture around and slam the doors and so forth. I'm like, I like what he's doing to my place. Basically, Jane Harrison in 2009 warned me about him and said, he'll take over your life. He'll take over your place. Like, don't let him in. Like, he moved into my place like he did to Mark's place. Giovanni Consalvo moved into my place with my money, my assets, my belongings, my furniture, and took over. Apparently, he did the same thing to his ex-boyfriend before me, Mark Gilchrist. Okay? Other people might want to pander to that type of behaviour. I don't. Thanks very much. But the stuff to do with the bullshit lie that was said with Stephen Babbage, Giovanni used. And he used it in organisations because from the moment I met him, he started going to psychologists because he was building up a foundation to be able to do a compensation scam. Oh, he knows the system. He's known it since he worked in Centrelink. You know, anyway, that's all. Let's go to Karen Hurley because that's another thing that Giovanni, he's bullshit. Karen Hurley. Well, Karen Hurley's not a friend of mine, and Giovanni Consalvo kept trying to drag this mental health worker into my life as a freak. Let's go with how we first met her, because I met her through her son-in-law, Larry Altavilla. Now, Larry Altavilla I never knew in my life before 2011, and whilst my auntie Mary Mahowski was staying at a hotel on the Central Coast, she goes, "Oh, come up here. Oh, you're going to get a lot." She goes, "Come up here, you've got to meet this guy, Larry." This is what Uncle Richard Mahowski and Mary Mahowski were saying. Like, Justin, you would get along so well with Larry. Well, anyway, I go up there, get a hotel room at a Long Beach resort, and chatting to Larry. The next minute, find out Larry went to school with Dad's older sister Sandra's children, Rebecca LeMay. And his kids go to the same grammar school as Rebecca's brother, Shane Johnson. Shane and Rachel Johnson's children, which is Holly and... oh, shit. Sorry, guys. I forget all your names. Remember Holly? I'm sorry. I haven't seen them since they had their little dance recital when they were doing ballet on the Central Coast. And that was back when I was still with John, and we went up and saw the little dance recital, which was lovely. And now they're all grown up with kids, and my cousin's a grandfather. So that tells you how long I've seen them. I really haven't seen my cousin for a long time. My cousin, he's the one that looks like a little Luigi, their father, Shane Johnson. He doesn't look like a Shane Johnson. He looks like, Luigi Papadopoulos, basically. Let me show you. Because he throws that wogginess, which is the Fleming side. That's what he throws. Where is he? Little, sort of that little... Oh, there's Uncle Graham. He does. There he is. I'm not going to take it out of the sleeves. Put the photos in and out. There he is. All right. That is Shane and Rachel Johnson. That's Shane in 1990. That's Dad's side of the family. That's Aunt Sandra's son. The short little wog. He's about this high. He looks like a Greek. He does. That's what we used to say. God, he looks like a little Greek, doesn't he? Like, which is his mother's. His mother looks Greek. Aunt Sandra. Oh, he's like this. It comes up in the ear. Like they say, I could rest my beer on his head. And there's Aunt Graham. That's my dad's older brother, Aunt Graham. just there. That's actually Amanda. There when she in 1990. That's at the engagement. That's Aunt Graham. That's so they're all black haired, mostly all black haired on my dad's side. So anyway, so I'm talking to Larry Altavilla. Oh, don't drag me into your shit. Oh Christ, Larry Altavilla's brother, younger brother, was it Matthew Altavilla, was involved in drugs. Apparently he stole all this bloody copper off people. We got into all this trouble on the Central Coast because of his drug. And then these family project their own family issues on everybody else. I'm like, don't project shit onto me. Thanks, Larry. We're only acquaintances, mate. We're not friends. So when I first started talking to Larry, I just finished designing a sofa for Jamie Wright in 2010. And went into a shoe shop in Double Bay in 2011. And then up on the Central Coast, and I'm up there and, you know, met Larry, stayed overnight. He goes, why don't we meet for breakfast the next day? I introduced him to my wife and kids. So I go, all right. So we have breakfast and meet his wife, Christy Aldevilla. Well, sorry, they weren't married then. They did the right thing. They waited because, you know, the biggest thing that, you know, causes a divorce is a marriage. You know, waited till the kids were older. They got married, then they got divorced. So anyway, I said to Christy, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Christy, there's the lady I've just designed a sofa for. It's in her stiletto shop in Double Bay. She's doing a competition for like a stiletto model. She designed stilettos. Why didn't you enter? No, she didn't. I'm freaking kicking myself. I'm like, Christy, you're an idiot. Christy Altavilla. So I know her husband, and when it comes down to it, I'm sorry, and I've said this before to all my friends' wives. I'm like, you're my friend's wife. When you divorce my friend, you don't get me with a divorce. I'm sorry. Well, I'll talk to you and be here and there because you're the mother of my friend's kids. But when it comes down to it, I'm sorry, I've got to be loyal to the man, not the female. That's just how I'm raised. And that's how it's always been. Giovanni's different. Giovanni's got so many female friends. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, are you sure you haven't full of pheromones? So anyway, so Larry and I hit it off and we start talking and he ended up being friends. Oh, actually, I'll tell you. Where is it? Let me go photo album again. Jesus Christ. Where is Rebecca? There we go. So he went to school. This is 1990. He went to school with my cousin here. This one here in the corner, that's Rebecca LeMay. So he went to school with Beck, just there, as you can see, with a hook nose. Yeah, very Greek looking, yep. That's my cousin. All right. So Larry Altavilla went to school with her, and so we get chatting, and it's like, oh, I know your cousins. So, you know, Aunt Sandra's children, I'm like, don't judge me on their father, because we're not related. That's Barry Johnson's, that's Uncle Barry's, it's his wife that I'm related to. That's my dad's sister. Barry's a bit of a, name used to call him a hobo. You know, no disrespect at all, but, you know, it is what it is, a spade's a spade. Anyway, so we're chatting. He goes, oh, my kids go to school with your cousin's kids, with Shane and Rachel's kids, and they all went to the same grammar school as well. So that's how we ended up talking more and keeping in touch more, because we had mutual, you know, connections with family. My dad's family, my dad's older sister's children know Larry, the Altavillas, and so forth. But Giovanni wanted to get in, but Giovanni kept trying to get in with the wrong person. So not long after knowing the Altavillas, I'm having, you know, going up there, because I'm going to go up there and to Central Coast a lot, you know, dad's there and so forth. Anyway, yeah, because then I was still close before that, you know, 2012. And so up there, you know, and, you know, I've got to remember too that my families grew up going to summer on the Central Coast. So my grandparents all had summers on the Central Coast. My parents, there's a photo of my dad and his younger sister, Auntie Linda, at Ettalong Beach, right near where that island is, like in that beach part, and the kids, black and white photo. They used to play then. So our families used to leave Sydney and spend the summer at Ettalong Beach. So it was a common tradition that had been going for years. We all had holiday houses that we used to go to for the summer and spend the summer on the coast. Okay. Now, so it was nothing for us to be up there. And of course, my grandparents retired from Parramatta to the Central Coast, you know, in the 80s. That was Ruby and Stanley. And of course, my dad's older sister, Sandra, she moved up from Parramatta in the early 80s. I was about 4 years of age when they moved there from Parramatta to the Central Coast. And they were there. And then, of course, Dad moved to Empire Bay. as well. And the mum's side were there as well. Like mum's cousin Sharon Newcomb was there. Charles Newcomb, Chicka, their children. Which so that side of the family knew dad's side. Funny enough, because Sharon and Chick Newcomb actually lived not too far from Aunt Sandra. So it's funny because Brooke Johnson and Rebecca Johnson remember Sean and Cherie Newcomb, which is my mother's side. So it's funny how that all works out, how we're all sort of near each other. The Flemings and the Purdy's, or the Keegans on that side. So anyway, so how this happened was we're having sort of brunch with Larry Altavilla, and his mother-in-law comes in. Now his mother-in-law is the trashiest household piece of fucking shit that works in mental health, that fucking belongs in it. I'll tell you now, the stories out of this fucking mouth of hers, I'm like, oh, she's a Robin Childs. I'm like, she's a fucking Robin Childs, Joe. I'm sitting there going, oh, fuck it. And then I was like, used to avoid hanging out with her because he used to palm her off to us. So he's got an embarrassing mother-in-law that he used to palm off to the gays to look after. I'm like, fuck this. I said, next time we go to Rojo Rockets at Evoca, I'm not coming, Joe. I said, we have to put up with fucking Karen Hurley. I said, I'm only acquaintances with Larry. I don't want to fucking put up with it. Like we're up there at this sophisticated place having a cot. Next minute, she's up and lifted her fucking skirt and showing everybody her fucking thong. I'm like, isn't that like being around mum's deadbeat sisters? You want to be around that? Because I don't. And seriously, so that's what it was like. I'm like, fucking weirdo, mate. The first time we met her, she's there going, how she, she just blurts out shit. Christy's father, so one of those women that drink and make up stories. Oh, Christy's father molested their son. I'm like, sit there, go, what the fucking bullshit? What bullshit? She's just like these mental health working women that they're drunks, they're drug users, and they make up stories. I've seen it. Like I'm sitting there going to Giovanni, I'm like, who does this remind you of? I'm looking at it going, Robin Childs, Christy Childs. Isn't it exactly like a Robin and Christy Childs? A drunken, druggo, deadbeat loser that makes up stories. We're sitting there with this fuckwit. And then she's like, she boasts that she was drunk or something. She deliberately ran her husband over with a car and she got out of it. She bashes men, she gets off like out of this shit. I'm sitting there going, yeah. Then everything out, like she's just uneducated. And she works in fucking mental health. And she's saying shit like, that person can't be gay. They're too straight. I was like, what do you think's gay? Like, she honestly believes the only gay men are the real feminine ones. So the real twinky gay guys that are actually like feminine or, stereotype camp, which is what uneducated people seem to think is gay. I'm like, what the fuck? So then you couldn't see an old friend of mine who I used to know, an old acquaintance, like he used to work for Surrey Hills Police Station, which was Joel Curdy. His real name's Taylor. From Bankstown, so you wouldn't see him as being gay. Or you wouldn't see the builder Azam, who I used to know. I haven't seen Azam for years. I knew Azam back from Rogues actually. Yeah, anyway, back when he was living in Bankstown. So these guys aren't gay to you because they're masculine men. No, they would have to be taking something to be gay. Like it's like you're a fucking idiot. So I can't stand it. Never could stand it. Giovanni was sucking up her ass like he always sucked up these people's asses. And honestly, the shit people that Giovanni Consalvo has dragged into my life since I fucking met him, it was just bullshit. So the whole cruise thing, which has been blown way out of proportion as well. And pin that. Just remember, every time I was going somewhere, Giovanni had me jumping out of my skin. And Giovanni is a crystal meth smoker. And Giovanni used to be like going, Justin, every time he comes, he can smell something. He thinks he can smell something. It's like, I can. Like, what the fuck is that smell? I used to come into my apartment going, like, I'll be out, like I was working for Steve Hatch Dimitri, so I'm doing 7 days a week and I'm studying. And Giovanni's at home in my apartment by himself and I'm coming home going, what is that smell? What the fuck is it? And going off my head, and I'll be sitting on the sofa going, what? But Giovanni, you've sprayed something. He's like, oh, he always does this to me. Oh, poor me, I'm Giovanni Consalvo. Get fucked. I found out it was crystal meth. The fucking lying piece of shit. I found out that's what it fucking was. I'm like, you fucking lying piece of shit. Like, seriously, he was up to no good all the fucking time. He's a lying piece of shit. And he honest the fucking is. I can't stand the prick. I don't want to see him again. Because he just kept lying and lying even like you did in the last 10 years. I'm like, you've lied since the day I met you, Giovanni, and I found you living in a fucking share house with nothing. And you lied to your friends, you lied to your family, you lied to your employers. You've got my cunt auntie, Mary Mahowski, eating out of your fucking hand. I don't give a shit. Like, these people, I'm laughing off going, well, you obviously, judge a book by its cover because he's fucking lying to you. You've lied to everyone for years. You've been doing it since the day I fucking met you. You've been doing it since the day I fucking met you. And everyone, oh, gee, I get fucked. So this same shit happened. So because I screwed around in 2015, so I get home and he goes, well, I've nominated you tomorrow. You've got to go on a cruise with Karen. I'm like, what? Oh, it was some fucking mentally retarded cruise. I'm like, what the fuck? Goes, yeah, she can't go by herself. You know what she's like. She needs someone to like basically look after her, like to look out for her. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I can't stand her. Gianni kept going to people, oh, we can't stand her because of his issues with his mother. I'm like, no, Giovanni, you're making up those issues, so shut up. No, I just can't stand fucking Karen Hurley. Absolutely can't stand her. So, no, I even rang Christy Osborne and I said, can't you go? No, I can't. And they didn't want it. I'm like, fuck this, because I don't like her. It was Giovanni that was sucking up her ass. So I'm like, great. And his next breath was, you owe me. Look at what you put me through with Brett. That's what he goes. I'm like, you fucking cunt. So he was dangling, oh, but you've done this over my head. I'm like, all right, fine. And that's the last favour I'm doing for you. Like, how fucking long is this fucking cruise? Oh, mate, I was jumping out my skin before I got there. I swear to God, the guy, Giovanni's wanted me out of the house so he could do his little sex parties. His little sex drug parties, because he fucking had been smoking meth. You could smell it. I was jumping out my skin before the fucking cruise. I was always doing. He was doing it every time. That's why he kept trying to get me out. That's why he was telling people, going, Justin's never leaving the apartment. I'm like, Justin's overseas. Justin's not here. He was doing this all the time and getting people to do his dirty work, because that way, if they got me out of the apartment, Giovanni could do his little sex bloody bullshit that he was into, and he's smoking his glass pipe and taking a horse dildo up his ass. That's what he was into. I'm like, man, if it doesn't touch the sides for me, I'm sort of bored. Like, seriously, he was all into fisting. I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. He was just, like, seriously, he's the worst partner I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it was just fucked. So that's why the whole scam that he was doing, it was all him. He is the biggest narcissistic piece of fucking shit that you would ever meet in your fucking life. The guy's a fucking lying cunt, and everyone blame the Jeffries. It's like, mate, take him. You're a fucking cocaine addict. You're a fucking loser, blame the Jeffries. Take my fucking fuckwit ex-partner. Eventually he's going to come full circle and you guys owe me damages for as long as this keeps going on for. The guy was broke-ass poor when I found him. His entire life packed up into a 3-door hatchback. Like, he was living in a fucking share house. He had nothing. He big notes himself like a fucking deadbeat loser. I can't stand the fucking guy. Be glad to finally get rid of him and never see him again. Okay? Hopefully, Australian Federal Police will do their job and arrest him for fraud. Arrest him for fraud and arrest him for forging my signature. No? That's what should happen. And I'll sit back and, oh, what do you want me to say about it? You could have fallen on your double-ended sword back in 2016 instead of lying. You lied. You lied to Matt O'Rourke, you fuckwit. You lied. So fuck off. Oh, there's a fucking dirty ass cunt. I can't stand the guy. Seriously, absolutely can't fucking stand him. So, I'll see him in court in June. We can talk about all the people that he dragged into my life in the last 10 years and what it's cost me. Including the little scam that him and Abigail and Francis Noyce did, and he's got New South Wales Police in out the palm of his hand. Oh, fucking New South Wales Police, you're idiots. What, you can't see a scam when it's slapping you in the face? Honestly, God, you can't see a fucking scam when it's slapping you in the face. You're an idiot. See back going, you're a fucking dickhead. They're dickheads. Government workers are fucking dickheads. So anyway, that whole bullshit with that fucking cruise that went on, that was all misinterpreted. The whole lot. Then, gotta love this, some fucking loser Frankie, and then his friend, what was the name? Oh, some fucking Greek, Bianca Nason, get fucked. What a fucking deadbeat loser. Starts involving himself in my life. I was like, I just met this guy on some fucking weird, messy, retarded fucking cruise, right? In 2015. who the fuck is this fucking loser? Like, so this is 2015, next 2017, this fuckwit still stalking social media. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I find out these Bianca knows Stephanie DeSalis. I'm like, it's always the same groups of fucking people. I can't get away from them. Fucking losers of people that I'm like, yeah, mate, we're not friends. I'm like, oh, you know Stephanie DeSalis? I'm like, no. If you mean know of the person that stalked me with delusional fantasies, yeah, she's a fucking nutter. Tells people that she was with me. And so what? We're not friends. She's a fucking nut job that police let get away with stalking me for years. Okay, and the bullshit in the last 10 years is fucking freaky. Eventually it'll come full circle because I'm not someone that's going to give up. You know, these idiot people, groups and organisations should have stopped years ago, by December 2016, January 2017, before it cost me money. Once something cost me money, it's like, yeah, forget it, mate, you're my biggest enemy. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So that was all misinterpreted as well. Badly misinterpreted. She's going to do another video because there's been something brought up with immigration regarding the photo of me. And let me tell you, when you get your passport photos, you can't just fucking wear makeup or do tints. Someone actually said that I must have used a tinted, I used a tinted over my photo or my passport photo and handed in name for the passport. Are you insane? Are you people that are in the LGB alphabet community insane? Okay, you get your passport photo taken at a passport photo shop. Like, for example, the one that was taken in December 2011 for my passport was taken in Surrey Hills at the post office. Okay, they don't tint it. Okay, when I used to be in the sun, well, I haven't really gone to the sunlight since 2014, my skin goes extremely dark. I get that from Dad's father, okay? Stanley Fleming had dark olive skin. So if I actually spent the summertime out, my complexion will be dark, a lot darker than what it is. Because my grandfather has dark olive skin. That's why. I'm going to do the next video based on that, because I'll get my photos out. Hang on.